Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Industry, I Guess.
Hey.
It's Tetris and your girl, Brooke.
Hello.
How you doing over there? We're missing Catrice today, but we're excited to have the second episode of season 2.
Yes.
2-2 today.
2-2.
And it's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day.
And look, we're representing something very Valentine's.
Very Valentine's. I actually have this in my office at all times, and I never know if people get what it's for, but it sits on my little chair. So anytime you walk past my office, you see it, and it goes with the episode.
Yes.
So.
It's all about Blackpink today. I'm wearing my Blackpink hoodie. And Jisoo just released her new EP.
Oh my God.
New song.
I did not know this was coming.
Yeah, it's such a surprise.
You
so
knew this
fun.
was coming. Yeah.
But no, this is so fun, and we're so happy that she is back.
Yeah,
Jisoo. I mean, I feel like all the girls have been doing their thing in Blackpink, like every single one of them.
It's actually intense how much they've been doing. I think for a while, people were like upset that they weren't putting out music or touring a lot. And I remember the conversation was like, where are they? And then all of a sudden we have like the past year, if like the year and a half, 2 years, something like that, where it just feels like it's consistently new music and new stuff, and they're everywhere. And Lisa's somewhere in France, and like everyone's everywhere.
And
which
Rosé's topping the charts.
Yeah, Rosé and Bruno and like everything. It's just like I feel like we've been fed with Blackpink stuff.
We got to talk about Jisoo, obviously, but Jenny Mantra.
I know.
I don't think I've stopped playing that song since the day it came out.
That too. I have
so good.
One of my playlists. You know how like you get fed a playlist and it's like, oh, the Lisa mix. I'm like, oh sure,
I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll play that. And it's like mostly Lisa stuff, but then I get Mantra every once in a while. I get Flower every once in a while, Jisoo, and like it's really nice. I feel like my life has been a little bit Blackpinky, especially since I talked to Lisa last year.
Yes,
which was fun.
Great interview. Great interview.
Thank you. Oh my God, stop. Thank you so much.
But yeah, we'll talk all about Jisoo. But I feel like we have so many topics to get to today.
We do, because it's Love Week.
It is. So kick us off, Brooke.
Well, you got to answer some questions for me.
Oh no! Don't put me on the spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit because it's about love, and it's about like self-love, but also loving everybody else. And I gotta know who your celebrity crush is.
Ooh! Oh no!
I mean, you
In
can
the
tell me.
public?
You can tell me. You can tell. Just pretend it's only us. I don't know.
Oh, pretend it's only us and the internet.
And the internet, yeah.
Oh man! I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You had a few, right?
I have a few.
I know one.
Jimin.
Yeah.
There's
Chim Chim.
Jimin. There's Jimin, and there's Jimin.
Yeah.
Gosh, who else would I put on that list right now? I feel like that's my top 3. There we go.
Okay. You don't have any others? You don't have any others? Like do you have any like thousands celebrity crushes?
I
Like were you ever like a Brad Pitt guy or something?
No, I guess closest thing I can think to act Simu.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I think Simu's great.
Wow.
I just think he's so cool.
Yeah,
and like
he's cool.
smart and funny and silly.
I never, ever would have thought that. Like actually. But in the most loving way possible. You know what I'm saying? I just never would have thought that. I would have thought something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, who would I even think that you would have like had a crush on?
I'm literally now and the funny part is I'm drawing a blank. I'm literally in my head trying to be like, okay,
Did you like any,
Jimin's just so direct, and it's like that's obviously
Yeah.
my answer. And then after that, I'm just like, yeah, Simu's cool.
Jimin, Simu, okay.
Yeah, I'm running out of Sebastian Yatra is great.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
That's a 3. There we go. I gave you 3.
Got it. Okay, love that. Okay. That's a good one. Those are good. Has it ever changed? Have you ever kind of flipped and been like, you know what, I don't like this person anymore, and now I'm just
I had
on to
some
like a
troublesome ones in there for a while.
Okay.
Like Ezra Miller.
Oh, right.
I thought he
right.
was great.
Right.
And then we all know how what happened to Ezra Miller.
Yeah, that's like, oh my God, all the Army Hammer stuff that's coming out in the news right now. And I think a lot of girls liked him too. Like when he was like coming up and all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, I'm kind of horrible in a lot of ways. And he's just doing interviews about horrible things. But there's a lot of girls that Chris Brown is another one of them that people go back and forth with. Hey, but I think the celeb crush concept is still, I don't know, it's fun and cute.
Okay, well,
Even after
you're not going to put me on the spot, which,
Hey,
by the way,
bro.
I still don't want this on the internet. It's going to be on the internet, isn't it? But you're 3. Let's go.
3?
Yeah, I gave you 3.
Jesus Christ. 3. Okay, Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
Chris Hemsworth.
Great.
Top of the charts right there for me. RM.
Okay.
Junie. And actually, it might be a little bit of a tie between RM and Suga.
Ooh.
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of a tie. If you're a BTS ARMY, you know. If you don't, they're in BTS. Just, look them up. Oh my God. Third. Jason Momoa.
Oh. Jason Momoa. I mean, yes. I guess that's a popular answer, but I didn't know that was the tree you were trying to climb up over there.
No, hey, listen, I love tall men.
Okay.
I love tall men. Like, I would say the last few, I've dated men as tall as like 6'10".
Yeah.
I've been in long-term relationships. Yeah.
Does that exist?
It does exist.
Jeez,
very nice man.
Was he a football, like a basketball player?
He's a basketball player.
Yeah, because I'm like, the only thing I would imagine is like Shaq or something.
No. Yeah, he's a basketball player, but he's back in Greece now. Shout out to my Greece man.
Wow,
but
6'10".
then, yeah. And then the man that I was like in love with in college was like 6'6", and I feel like that's probably what flipped that switch a little bit. But I think that goes along. Jason Momoa is like, it's a large man.
I'm gonna find you a short king.
Oh, hey, I've also dated short men. I had a 2-year-long relationship with somebody who was 5'9".
Oh.
So it's like, and I'm 5'7".
Okay. I mean, he had a couple inches on you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it doesn't matter to me. I just think it's like, yeah, if you're asking me like who my celebrity crush is, probably going to be somebody tatted, probably going to be somebody tall. And yeah, but I would say Chris Hemsworth is still top. And I usually don't even like blonde men. So I don't know.
There we go. I will say I feel like both of our lists are pretty eclectic.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a little We're All the World over here.
Yeah. I would have never thought Simu or Sebastian for you, honestly. That's great, though. I mean, hey, Love Week. We're celebrating.
We're celebrating all the types.
So now what do you love most about yourself?
Oh, God. What do I love the most about myself?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I guess...
I feel like we're in kindergarten sharing
I
our
know. This is like class.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing I love the most about myself is probably what most people dislike the most about me is my like annoyingness, like my.
Well, damn.
But like I enjoying things.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think that can be annoying to some people.
Yeah.
Is it like an intensity that comes from me?
Okay.
But it's my favorite thing about myself, I guess, that I love because I feel like I'm always living life to the fullest, and that is my favorite thing to do. Mm-hmm. And I like to invite other people to do it.
Right.
Like, so I'm always like wanting to go to the places, do the things, live the life.
Right.
And to some people, like that can be like, oh, he is a lot. But then I'm like, if it's people that want a lot, they like it. So I like being a lot, I guess.
I love that. And I love that you're a lot because I feel like you have the job where you need to be a lot. So it's like it meshes well together. I think like people that work in the industry, you never know this. Like a lot of us are introverts.
Very true.
But Tetris is not.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. No introvert in me.
And that's amazing because then he can be out almost 24/7. Like you're just outside. I've never seen somebody as outside as you are.
And it's funny because most people that meet me are like, or even coworkers and stuff will be like, wait, you went to Disneyland last night after you did this carpet, after you got on this flight, and some of it is just personal stuff. It's not even that I'm doing for work. And they're like, how do you do it? It's like, because I want to do it. I don't want to miss the things. I love to do all the things. And I do think, not going on a tangent, but we are talking about the industry, I guess, that a lot of people in the industry don't enjoy the industry. And that does bother me, that people like are so jaded or don't want to do this or don't want to go to this event or this concert or I'm so over it, I'm tired. Yeah. And it's like we have a privileged job and we get to go to cool things and that's exciting. And you should be excited and privileged to do it because there's people that are fighting for jobs in this industry or want to be a part of it. And I'm never going to be the person that's like, oh, it's just too much. It's like, have fun. Make it fun.
Make it fun. Yeah, I think people think that they have to go into stuff and say yes to things they don't want to say yes to and then get like trapped in situations or have jobs they hate instead of actually making a change. I was just talking to my sister about this too. It's like, and she doesn't work anywhere near the entertainment industry, but she's had a job that she hasn't liked for a long time. She likes certain things about it, but she told me that she was like, you are the kind of person where it's like, you are scared of failing, so you're going to go out and try as hard as you can because you think that if you don't do it, that's the failure. She was like, I'm scared of failing in a way where if I go out and do something new and fail at that, then I'm going to like be knocked back like 5 steps. So it's like a different kind of failure. You know what I mean? Like my failure is like not doing the thing. Her failure is doing the thing, then failing at it. Yeah.
Oh.
So I think a lot of people get stuck in that mindset where it's like, I can't take another step forward because what if I fail at that thing?
I'm more annoyed by the people that take the steps forward and don't give a shit.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just like there's so much space being taken up
right.
in buildings, in rooms by people that don't want to be there.
That's so funny because that's kind of the other question I was going to ask you is what are you not loving so much right now? About the industry, about life? Like what's something just in your world right now that you're not loving?
Something that I'm not loving. You know what?
What?
I don't love not being healthy.
Ooh, okay.
That I'm really working on.
Not healthy?
No, I feel fine.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's part of LA and just like the environment we're constantly in. But like, I'm not the green juice guy. I'm not the hike guy. I'm not the gym guy. I'm not any of those things. And I'm just like, I aspire to do that. And like, I keep trying to figure out ways to put it in my schedule. And I've been going to the gym more often recently, but it's like, to me, I'm like, who are these people that like have these busy schedules in these lives, but also find the time to meal prep and go to the gym and hike Runyon and
feel like you're shitting on my life right now a little bit.
Sorry.
I
think your life is great is what I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
But like, and just do all those things. I admire it so much. And I hate, I've been finding myself really angry at myself for not being able to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
And I just like, gotta like force myself.
I get that. Yeah. I understand. You know what's funny is I was just thinking about this yesterday too, because I post a lot about my workouts. I do, so I feel like you're kind of like shading me a little bit.
There wasn't shade. There was no shade there.
It's fine. But at the same time, the only reason why I do that is because I was in that space when I was living in Charlotte and then Miami for a really long time, where I felt as if like I was looking at everybody else like achieve these health goals, and I was kind of like I was living a really sedentary lifestyle, but just because I did not like where I was living and I did not like the job that I had at the time. And I hated being away from LA. So I was depressed and I was gaining weight and I was like not outside and I wasn't doing anything. So for a long time, I hated that about, I feel like my process as well is like, I wanted to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to get started. And I didn't know who to kind of like do it with. I was like, do I get a trainer? Do I like ask friends to help me work out and like go hiking with, which I do now. But once I got back to LA, I found that inspiration again. But like for me, because I gave up on a lot of the stuff that I felt like I needed to do and the jobs I felt like I needed to have, and then just let kind of the universe tell me where I needed to be. And that gave me a lot more free time, I think, to chase things like that. So it's like when I do post about that kind of stuff, it's to remind myself of like how far I've come.
Which brings me to your question. What do you love about yourself, Brooke?
Oh my God. I was trying to think of the answer to this. I think for me, it is the keyword resilience.
Ooh, preach.
And I think that a lot of people that have been in my situation, just experiences that I've had working in this industry, might have either A, given up already, or B, become a very negative, depressed, bitter person.
Yeah.
And I do love about myself that I've been able to climb out of depressions or episodes of anxiety or feeling not worthy or feeling like I was comparing myself to other people and find the light at the end of the tunnel.
Do you feel like that? What do you feel like when you talk about resilience and you say like that's something that you felt? What did you think held you back the most? Is it comparing to other people? Is it your own demons? Like, is it the industry that's in front of you? What intimidates you the most that you feel like you've had to be resilient to pass?
I think I have a mentor, and I've had him at the same mentor for a really long time, and he was the person I was talking to a lot about this kind of stuff when I was still in LA doing part-time work in radio, and then when I initially moved to Charlotte. And I was really struggling with feeling as if at 26, I had already failed. Because I was. I know, right? And that's what I'm saying. I was, to some extent, comparing myself to my peers, people my age, that had unfortunately now looking back in hindsight, had really gotten their work/positions in kind of seedy and like not great ways, which we all see karma play out all the time. But of course, when you're in the middle of something like that, you feel as if you're the one that fucked up somewhere. You feel as if like you didn't do the right things, you didn't take the right steps, and that's a reflection of your work. And so that's how I felt at the time. I was not only comparing myself to other people, but I feel like I was failing myself consistently, and ended up just in a situation that didn't feel good.
And I feel like since we, are opening up about the industry and the difficulties that we have, I think that it sounds cliche, but everybody is on their own journey, right? And I think what bothered me when I got here was that I went to college. And I remember I was working at Clear Channel, iHeart now, excuse me.
Right.
And everybody in the department that I was working in came out of high school. And I was like, so what was that 4 years for again?
Yeah.
And you just have to take those situations, and I don't know where those people are today,
right.
Or how they ended up. But it's like you can't just compare yourself to other people's journeys, because whether you slept your way to the top, work your way to the top, you got lucky and got your way to the top, whether you were, what do you call the people that have kids? Whether you were...
the people that have kids?
No, like
a mom?
Your parents are famous?
Oh, nepotism?
Whether you nepoed your way to the top.
Right.
No.
I was like,
Sorry,
what are you
brain's
saying?
broken, guys.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways to get to a position in New York or LA or in the industry, whatever that industry is. Don't compare your journey to anybody else's, because yours is uniquely yours.
Agreed. And speaking of that, and since it is a Valentine's week episode, actually, what is your opinion?
She keeps coming with these topics.
I have thoughts
today.
I have thoughts.
Brooke Morrison.
But you said sleeping your way to the top. I actually want your opinion on, in the industry, what do you think of the concept of sleeping your way to the top? Do you think it happens? And what are your personal feelings about maybe somebody that's achieved great things by doing that? Or do you think it even happens to the extent that you could be successful by sleeping around?
I don't be careful how I choose my words. I don't know that I believe in it as a full-fledged concept, right? Because of a respect thing. Obviously, I don't have any experience with sleeping anybody directly involved in my career in any way, luckily for me. But I don't know that I also have any experience knowing anybody that got a position somewhere or became who they are because of who they slept with.
Right.
So that's why I say I don't know if I believe in it as an overall concept. Now, do I think there's people that are probably able to get themselves in better rooms because of who they're sleeping with? Like, it almost to me seems as a concept more of a nepotism thing.
Okay.
In the same way, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know that you necessarily slept with the person that got you to be a CEO
Right.
or like a record deal. Again, could be true, but I'm not saying that I believe that. But what I'm saying is maybe you were sleeping with somebody that got you in the right room to make that connection. You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost, but I don't think that's any different than if your friend group gets you in the right place. It's just like, we all live in a city that is full of networking and moving and connections all at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think if I was to think of somebody sleeping their way to the top as a concept, I would think of it probably just involves being in the right place with the right people at the right times, versus like a direct like, oh, I slept with the head of this company and I have a job there. But I'm sure that happens. Like, I'm not naive.
Here's the
but
thing,
I'm just
though.
saying I haven't seen it.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, I haven't either. If anything, what I've actually experienced is I think that sleeping with somebody actually ruins your opportunities, because that person then discards you as somebody who's not serious. And so, like, I've only experienced people that have stories that are way more negative, which is like, man, I started talking to him. I liked him a lot, him, her, whatever it is. And then we slept together, and then now we don't talk anymore, or, they blocked me on whatever, like, that was a relationship I could have had, but unfortunately X happened, and like, whatever. If anything, I've actually seen it like be a hindrance. And so no one really does it because it gives you kind of a reputation, which I don't agree with, by the way.
But it will.
It will, but
it will follow you.
But unfortunately, I still don't think it should. I think, here's the thing. In the industry, we're all adults, right? People who work anywhere are sleeping together. You could be in an Amazon warehouse, people are sleeping together.
This is
like,
true.
You could be at a Chili's, the hostesses are sleeping with the cooks, like whatever that.
True.
So like, you really think in the music industry, entertainment, whatever, no one's sleeping with each other or like has fallen in love or like in any kind of like situationship? Like, that is going to happen. And that doesn't mean that somebody is less worthy of the work they're doing, unless they're legitimately going around trying to be like, I'm going to sleep with this person so I can get a job. Like, that obviously, like,
right.
Like I said, rarely happens anyway. But I don't know. I just think it's like that is still problematic in and of itself. But I've just seen way more things happen. Like, I've known things that have happened that I should never have known have happened. And you just kind of like, turn a blind eye and walk away from it because you're like, that's none of my business.
None of my business, not my journey.
But people are doing stuff.
People
are doing stuff. But it's the same thing.
Stuff.
It's like I worked at Applebee's and then I ended up dating a waiter, and I was with him for 2 years. You know what I mean? So it's like things are happening. If you think it's not happening in the industry, that's on you.
Yeah, that's on you, I guess.
That's crazy. But anyway, love episode. Yay!
Yay! So much love in the air. Happy Valentine's Day.
We're having love. Okay, so tell me about Jisoo.
Well, she has a new song that led the EP that she released today called Earthquake.
Yay, Jisoo.
Hold on, I have to show you this video. Let me pull it up. It's
we did the dance. Pillow back. Jisoo, we love you.
We do love Jisoo. You can get a little preview.
Like, yes,
oh my God. The song is streaming on everything today, guys. So go check out
This
Earthquake.
is my first time listening, so you're going to get a live
reaction.
Live reaction. Ooh.
It's also Jisoo singing.
Oh! Oh my God, is she like turning up to her?
Yeah, no, well, it's us doing the dance.
It's the dance. Oh, cute. Hey.
Yay.
Oh my God, it's fun. I love
She's
that.
The best. She's the sweetest. And what I think I admire about Jisoo the most is that she's so like soft and genuine and just kind, and you can just feel that like friendliness and warmth off her. And you hear it in her music, and when you meet her, it's the same thing. She's just bowl of sunshine. Love her.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that they're all embracing this really poppy sound.
Well, that's what I actually spoke to her about, which I think is more specific to her. You said they're all embracing this poppy sound, but I still feel like if you listen to Mantra, especially if you listen to Lisa's stuff outside of like maybe Moonlit Floor.
Yeah.
But like they still have a lot of hip hop undertones. Now Rosé is more pop for sure.
Yeah.
But like
there's
a lot of hip hop undertones in Blackpink's music for sure, and especially in the solos. I think Jisoo and Rosé, but Jisoo more than anybody, to me, leans heavier into pop.
She definitely does. I will say it's funny though, because I'm obsessed with, you already know, if you've seen my interview with Lisa, you know I'm obsessed with New Woman. And she did that with Rosalia. And as I do think there's a little bit of like, hip hop undertone to it. But like to me, that is pop. Like, I don't know. I think that's a super pop song. But I think it's just because like I'm immersed in like the pop world and top 40, and maybe top 40 encompasses a lot of different genres kind of mixed into one. But to me, it's like I think a lot of what Lisa does is pop, but then you definitely go to like Money or Lalisa, and then it dips more into like hip hoppy sounds. Yeah, Rockstar. But I think like you're right. Jisoo is definitely the poppiest.
How do you feel about Jisoo and the solo-ness of it all without the lack of collaborations?
I like Jisoo's stuff a lot, because they are her. So I think a lot of it, like whenever she does come out with her own projects, it's a reflection of who she is. And I actually what's funny is I see her more as just an entity, like a solo kind of like Jisoo is Jisoo. She's going to do exactly what she wants to do. She's actress Jisoo. She's artist Jisoo.
Oh my God, the zombie TV show?
Yes, I like that.
Dying.
I've seen on Twitter a lot for sure. But I don't know. She's the one to me where I just feel like she embraces being alone a lot. And then like a lot of the funny, she always says she like would rather be alone, or like she doesn't want to be like out and about or something like that. It's like the Suga of Blackpink, which is like my vibe. So,
and then like even discussing her EP and the themes of it, it's all love. It's all like a love story and like feelings. And I think that's something that's so sweet about it versus like the rest of the girls are a little bit more like in your face.
Yeah,
and
true.
Like again, it's like the sweetness of it. Like And I think it's interesting with Blackpink specifically. The collaborations, because they're so good with them. And you have Lisa, like you said, with Rosalia.
Yeah.
And you have Rosé with Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
So they're just having these like really big moments. And I think to be in a group and then go solo, it's like, it's a lot to stand on your own and just be like, this is who I am as an artist outside of this other entity I'm a part of. And I think it's awesome what Jisoo is doing right now. I love her new music.
Yeah. Do you think it's lacking anything without collaborations? Do you think she would have benefited from, like getting a collaboration or two on her album? Or are you okay with it just being Jisoo?
I'm okay with it just being Jisoo. I also... Tell me, I'm not trying to be controversial here, just asking a question.
Okay.
Do you feel like her music feels more genuine to K-pop?
Ooh.
Than like Western quote unquote music? I hate using that term.
Interesting. Interesting. Because I think everybody, whenever we talk about Jisoo, we reference Flower.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I do see that because what is it? In the chorus, it's like an anti-drop or something where it like kind of calms down. There's no chorus to it.
Right.
K-pop has really embraced that. And so in that sense, I do think that song was definitely more K-pop-y than what the other girls had put out. But I would have to give the newer stuff a listen to like really see if she's continuing down that road. But I don't know. I would say like Jisoo aligns herself more with that. But it makes sense. Like she's full Korean. She's from Korea. She's been in K-pop her entire career. And I think it's like a representation of how she sees herself as an artist.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
Love that. Great point. And then another question I want to ask you, just because I'm always curious your takes. How do you feel about I don't know if you want to say haters on the internet, but like haters or when it comes to the Opposite and how like now that's the highest charting song by a female K-pop act. I love the song. Obsessed. What an ear candy. Like you can't make better pop music than a song like Opposite, to be quite honest. But do you feel like people are like, oh, it's unfair because it's Bruno Mars, But I think that Rosé's voice helps the song. I think her energy helps the song because Bruno's a hit maker, but everything he touches isn't cool.
I mean, at its very core, Apata is like literally based on her experience with a Korean game. And it's that the whole concept of the song would not exist literally without Rosé being Rosé and being from where she is or where she's from. So like, I think at the end of the day for that, we can say it's like, it definitely got the exposure that it got because of Bruno, but just because people are tapped in so hard to Bruno. And they always have been, even with what's the song, Fat, Juicy, and Wet song?
Yeah.
that
and
just
Die
happened.
With a Smile.
Die With a Smile. Yeah. So it's like, a lot of people also don't really know who Sexy Red is. But all of a sudden you have, Bruno come out with a song with Sexy Red and like, okay, we're going to listen to this Bruno Mars song. I think Rosé is very smart in how she presents her music to the rest of the world. And doing something like this, where it's a very Korean concept and it's literally Korean in the chorus. And people are like, how do you pronounce this? What does this mean? APT? Apt? What is this?
Apartment.
Whatever. Apartment? Yeah. And
just so you guys know at home, it's apartment in Korean, but it's also a word they use to describe a game they play in the apartment.
Exactly. Which is great. But I think that at the end of the day, the song wouldn't exist without Rosé. It wouldn't, like that collaboration wouldn't have happened unless she was open to it. None of this would have happened without her being the artist that she is. So that that's how I feel about Bruno / Rosé / Apatsu.
And also, everybody, go stream and listen to female K-pop songs because it just breaks my heart that there hasn't been a female K-pop artist to top the Billboard Hot 100. Sorry to go be a chart guy over here, but I just want that for Blackpink, for Rosé, for Jisoo, for Lisa.
No, listen. If we're talking about love today, I'm going to tell you a song I freaking love from a female K-pop artist who has the voice of an angel. Okay,
where are we going?
Her name is Taeyeon.
Okay,
she is from Girls' Generation.
Oh, you throwing it back?
Well, yeah, but she's been putting out solo projects for a long time now. And it's like Hyo. Hyo is also from Girls' Generation. Like, there's a lot of Girls' Generation members that like will do solo work, which is great. But Taeyeon is the one that has, in my opinion, just gone above and beyond as a solo artist. And she has a song called I Envy You, which came out, I think, like 4 years ago or something.
I can tell from you. I'm like, I gotta go listen to this as soon as this podcast is over.
Listen, when I tell you that song, I know we all like to say this. Oh, well, if that song would have been put out by a Western artist, it would have charted or her, you know what I mean? But with this one, as a pop lover, I am so like sad that people don't know about it.
Oh,
so there are definitely Korean female artists that I think with the talent they have and everything, if they would go the route and maybe like pander a little bit more to the Western audience or something, or put out full English. I know Chungha has done it, but obviously we haven't seen much chart from that either, which is unfortunate. But
it's even crazy to me, honestly, that Blackpink has not hit #1 on the Hot 100. That's like crazy to me that none of their songs have done it, because we all know we're ARMY sitting at these tables, but like, there's several of Blackpink songs that I think are just as big in my head or my world as some of the BTS hits. And BTS has topped the Hot 100 several times. Obviously, so have Jungkook and Jimin. But those are the only K-pop acts to ever do it.
Yeah, and I think that like as time goes on, more connection. Well, we've spoken about how connections and networking are a big part of any industry, and especially music and entertainment. And BTS with HYBE and their collaboration with Scooter Braun and everything else, like really have cracked the code. But I think like they had to get to a point where the Western market was even willing to work with them. So all, kudos to them and Bang PD and everything they've done. But at the end of the day, like these are all very strategic things that they have done, including Rosé collaborating with Bruno Mars. Like that's such a smart, genius, amazing move for her. Not only because like Bruno Mars is a great artist and who wouldn't want to collaborate with him, but he should feel the same way about her, But I feel like you get to a point where it's about the decisions that you're making. We have 2 Blackpink members that are doing Coachella separately.
Yes. I can't wait.
So it's like, I think this is going to be a great year for them anyway. And we might see like a Blackpink, collaborative song, hopefully get to that point.
Yeah. And I mean, they're going to be going on tour after that. So it kind of, creates an opportunity for them to hopefully have that hype. But it can happen without hype too, not to go over on my little tangent over here, but like crazy didn't have a collaboration or any crazy hype behind it. And neither did a lot of Jimin's music. So sometimes the right song, I feel like, regardless of collaboration or label hyping, can find its way to the top of the charts. And that's not just with K-pop. That's just in general. Sometimes certain songs just have the thing.
Absolutely.
That'll get you there. And I just want that for a woman in K-pop.
But I will say, it's like I will walk, because I go to Runyon a lot. I work out a lot. But I'll go to Runyon and I'll walk through. I park at Hollywood and Highland. Anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's a cross street in the dead center of Hollywood here in LA.
Shopping mall that's by the Walk of Fame.
Yeah. You would like technically pass Hollywood and Highland if you're on the Walk of Fame and you're kind of like walking up and down and want to check out the stars. So that's where I park. They have a garage there. But I will be walking around, and those like t-shirt shops that you just like kind of pass stuff. It's open air. People are going through and trying to get like little knickknacks from Hollywood or whatever. The amount of times I hear "Who" by Jimin is insane. And that's what I mean. It's like, who cares at some point, like, whether or not they're getting the Grammys or like anything else? It's like these guys are and Blackpink are being exposed to the world in such a bigger way. They're being played at the Walgreens and stuff like that. It's like, that's what actually kind of matters is like, is your music out there? Are people enjoying it? Like, do people give a shit about like who you are as a person and an artist, and not necessarily, are you charting? Are you getting the Grammy? You know, and I think that's where that kind of like we need to meet in the middle somewhere. It's like, you know, he got how many billion streams? Was it a billion streams?
Yeah, billion streams.
On Crazy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Who now?
Oh, and Who now?
They both have billion stream packs from Spotify.
Which, that's amazing. But I think it's like we need to start appreciating just the world market as a stage, as well as the Grammys being a stage, or, you know, that #1 on a Billboard chart. So sorry, I know you're with Billboard. It's fine, guys. It's fine. But at the end of the day, it's like we all know who Jimin is.
Yeah.
Jimin's amazing. He's doing amazing stuff. Jisoo's out here putting stuff out on Valentine's Day based on love.
Wow, look at how,
people are
by
gonna tune
the way,
in.
This conversation somehow today started with Jimin, and now we're back at Jimin again. So
okay, but
I apologize, world.
Yeah, it's, you know, with us together. Oh, by the way, you need to start bringing your Jimin mug back.
Yeah, I don't have my Jimin mug today.
I got that for you.
I should have had the Jimin mug today. This was the day for that.
Hey, you didn't bring it. I'm very upset. Okay, any last thoughts on our Valentine's Day episode? Any questions you want to ask? Anything you want to put out there about love or the industry?
Oh. No, I think I'm going to stay away from love and the industry as a topic. But just, everybody, I just want to remind you all of something at home. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
It's not weird to love. I feel like everybody in the world is always just like trying to worry about how they show love, when they show love, if they should show love. And just imagine how much better this world would be if nobody was thinking about that. You just loved on other people, showed support. And I'm not just talking about romantic love, friendships wise, coworkers, show love.
Yeah.
It really doesn't hurt that much. And
That's
it makes
true.
somebody smile and helps them have a better day.
Yeah.
So just freaking keep loving people.
Let's all focus on love.
Love.
Let's all love each other.
Happy
I'm like,
Valentine's Day.
keep trying to look at the camera. It's up there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. So you guys can find me on Instagram at I am Brooke Morrison, on Twitter at OnAirBrooke, and on TikTok at Brooke Morrison with 4 N's at the end.
It's Tetris Bish on everything.
And you can find the show at The Industry, I guess, on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube.
Go show us some love on Instagram.
Yeah, oh my God. Our Instagram we're doing stuff on there. It's fun. It's cute.
Go give us a follow.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.